You out there? Hello, hello. Give me a shout out if you're out there.
There's 11 people are out there.
Okay. Sign on and say hi, guys. Otherwise, you make me feel alone. Hi, Diane. Hi, Brenda. Thank you. I thought I was by myself there for a minute. Hi, Glenn. Hi, Annette. I didn't want to be out here by myself. Hi, Irene. Good to see you guys. Hey, we got some pretty things today. We got some beautiful cards to look at, explore, and then we'll make some more things. But let's start by looking at what we get in our kit. This is the Chloe Creative Cards Collection, Volume 9. This is the magazine, which, by the way, is filled with very, very good samples. Some of my card samples I'm going to show you are very close replicas of. Hi, Sharma. Hi, Diane. Oh, I did say hi to Diane. Are very, very close replicas of some of the cards in the book because they're just stunning. They're beautiful. So, of course, all of them are going to vary. Hi, Thelma. Are going to vary a little bit because I can't just follow a pattern. Hi. Did I miss Andrea? Hi, Andrea. Welcome, guys. So, in addition to the magazine, you get a beautiful 6x6 star stencil, which I have not used yet. And I think we probably will need to use that on one of our cards because it's very pretty and it'll make a beautiful background. You could use this with inks, which we'll probably do. You could use it with paste. You could use it with all kinds of things, and it will be beautiful. I love this embossing folder with the tree. Really pretty, pretty, pretty. Hi, Oliver. Good to see you, friend. There we go. I love this embossing folder. I'll show you a couple ways that I've used it. Very, very fun. Very fun. So we're going to do that. Look at that. Here's the cutting dies. They look kind of messy on my card because I've had them on and off this holder sheet continually. We got Merry Christmas. We got 3 holly. We've got the ornament cap. We've got 2 little stars. We've got berries. Just a really fun die set. And then we have stamps that are beautiful. I'll show them to you upside and downside. In the Believe in the Magic of Christmas is this one up here. We got this beautiful stag in the forest, and you know I'm going to love that because I love all things with deer. And this one is a forest scene with Santa and the reindeer going over. We've got 2 poinsettias, we've got holly, we've got Merry Christmas, we've got With Love at Christmas Time, we've got a little bunch of stars, and we've got a piece of mistletoe. So all kinds of neat stamps. We've got a beautiful paper pack, which I can't show you all of anymore because I've made lots of samples already, which I'll show you momentarily, but I can show you what's left of it. I love this one. I have to use this topper for something. Got beautiful green on the back. We've got sprigs. We've got this pretty red. It's this pretty gold and Christmas trees. And this absolutely gorgeous gray with gold and red poinsettias. And because of the way I use that paper, I have 3 littler sheets of that left. Got this beautiful one We've got the stag in the forest on orange, interesting Christmas color. We've got this beautiful green with gold sheet. Okay, and here's a sheet I've cut up. Another sheet I've cut up. There's a beautiful topper again I have to use. And then I've got some more full sheets here because they give you a lot of paper. So all this paper came in my magazine. All right, you guys ready to see the sample cards? Have you been good? Have you been well behaved? Well, I guess we'll try it. Here's my first one. So it will sit like this. And when you open it up, you have the beautiful Peace on Earth with the stag in the forest. Sorta. Diane says, I've been sorta good. You get points for honesty. Didn't that turn out pretty? That's running my Gold Mary through the embossing folder using some of my little poinsettias from my poinsettia class. This is a use your stash kit. So you're going to get the magazine and all the goodies that go with that. And then you're just going to apply things that you have around in your craft room. So I use some AB rhinestones on here. I have my run through the embossing machine. I added some AB rhinestones to that, some of my little poinsettias. I like this card. I think it turned out really pretty. It's bigger than most I make. It's an 8x8. That's what happens when you follow samples in the book. You'll see that it is a far off variation of one in the book, but I started with their idea. This one is really close to what's in the book, but I guarantee they didn't do it the same way I did it. Isn't this pretty? I've got my Christmas tree, which I embossed on a piece of cardstock. And then what's different about the way I did it is that I used my gilding wax to paint on my Christmas tree. I didn't try putting embossing powder or anything on it. I used my gilding wax and went right in, and I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have done that.
You did that with a paintbrush?
I did that with a water brush in my warm gold.
Hand.
Well, it's raised, so that helps.
Well, yeah, but still.
But,
that's cool.
Yeah. So I like this card too. Another 8x8. Okay. Next, just a simple little card, but pretty. This one is I heat embossed gold on blue cardstock, cut it out with the cutting die, added the little gold cap out of Gold Mary. On this one, I added one of my poinsettias from my poinsettia class. I added some of those gold rhinestones from Hunky Dory, and I put that all on a background that I had inked with my, what color did I use? I used Prize Ribbon. I inked it with my Prize Ribbon ink pad and a brush. So, isn't that a pretty stamp on there, though? Gorgeous. Next, this was their idea. My card is almost entirely different than theirs, but this was their idea. Look at that ornament. I cut an ornament out of red cardstock, and per the directions in the magazine, I put it into my embossing folder, and I embossed that pretty tree design onto the ornament. You can't tell it was ever a tree.
No.
But didn't that turn out pretty?
Say hi to Kim.
The color of ink that I used was Prize Ribbon. Hi, Kim. Good to see you, friend. The cutting die is right off of I used their cutting die. I used the fact, I used almost all the cutting dies on this one card. I used the bell cap, or the cap for the ornament. I used the ornament. I used the holly leaves. I used the Merry Christmas. I used the stars. I put some more holly leaves up in the corner. And then I cut this out of the paper pack so I'd have something to hang my ornament on. Fun, huh? And this one I just finished. It's similar to the other one, but I was bound and determined I was going to use some of those glitter cards. Those glitter cards are just so beautiful. This one is also done with prize ribbon. I stamped and embossed on white and then used my prize ribbon, then cut out my ornament, used some of my gold mesh ribbon. And what I did with the ribbon was that I put a piece of my tape on the back of the ribbon, ran it right up to the top, but I put a piece of my tape on the back and just ran it down behind the ornament. Then I added my bow on top of that so that I could get it hanging there. And because I didn't have any way to secure it to the back, but I thought that turned out pretty too. These are just so much fun. Now I have some pieces that I've been working with. I want to show you how to do each of the techniques I've used here. And we'll look at these cards again as we do that. And then I have some other pieces ready to go here that I think we should make some things out of. These are AB rhinestones, by the way, that I colored with my Bic Intensity marker to make them red berries. And so here's another one of the sayings, believe in the magic of Christmas. Really good quality prints from these dies. I do want to remind you, you want to make sure your embossing pad is nice and juicy when you when you're embossing with embossing powder. I was a little out of practice and I had to go back and re-ink my embossing pad after doing all of my glitter and glaze techniques and just pouncing with it. You know, I took a lot of the ink off it. So I had to go back and re-ink my pad, and then everything looked really clean and nice and crisp once I had it re-inked. I have not yet done an ornament with Santa flying over, and I think I'm going to need to do that, because how could we possibly not use that? That just needs to be used. So we need to find I need to locate some black. I either need some clear embossing fluid and black ink, or I need some black embossing powder. And I have jet black here. So there we go. We're ready to do that. How about if we start there? Let's just start with a little heat embossing and kind of get our wits about us and make a couple ornaments that we can do things with. I wondered what I did with my stamp. I had one missing from the set. Here it is. It was in my stamper. I'll put that back on the sheet so I don't lose it. So what do you guys think? You see some things that will be fun to make here? Let's get a piece of white cardstock out. Hopefully without taking the... Well, that's ridiculous. It's in there so tight. Just bent the cardstock trying to get it out. I'm going to start by cutting that in half and making a more manageable piece for my press. And I think as long as we're making things, we should stamp a couple things here. But I really want to do this Santa flying over the forest. We have a nice silhouette there. I think we should absolutely have one of those. And I need to make sure when I put this on and I stamp it, that I leave enough room on my cardstock to put that die over the top and cut it. I almost did it too high. Okay, so I think we'll put that there, and let's go ahead and do Enjoy the Magic of Christmas. Let me make sure that I have enough room for everything. Yeah, that looks good. When you're using your stamp press, you will recall the number one rule is you want to make sure that the solid side is facing you. Otherwise, when it stamps, you're going to get a big solid blob. Right? Because all the detail would be sticking to the window. So you need to make sure it's right side up in there. These should still be in, this should still be in pretty good shape. I do not have a piece of paper here to collect my powder, so I'll use a card. Okay. And press this down good. I have one of my things that Kathy Girl made me here. It's the top of a Yankee candle that she filled and weighted. And then I can just run it over the top of my press. Okay. I'm going to take this. I'll hold. Get my black out. Excuse me for turning it away from you. I need to see what I'm doing. Need to make sure that I'm getting embossing powder everywhere it has to go. A little light here and there. Okay. I don't want to be blowing that embossing powder around when I get my gun over here. Takes a minute to heat up, but I haven't used it today. Keep it then moving, don't scorch your paper. What I should have done here and didn't was to wipe this off with one of my embossing pillows first, because I did get a little stray glitter or stray powder here and there. On the whole, I think they're going to look pretty good. But next time I need to remember to put my powder down. Let's go ahead and use some more of our Distress Oxide. I'll cap that embossing powder, actually. Now that I'm not working on the time limit, I'll put in the rest of the powder. There we go. Okay. Get our Distress Oxide here. I have a inking sheet I've been using. I did not mark it as my inking sheet, for those of you who recall our discussions over the inking sheets from Heartfelt Creations. I gave them such a hard time over their inking sheets because it said gluing an inking sheet on it. I just thought that was kind of funny. Up and around, my dear. I don't have to be too fussy about how I do this because I'm cutting off the edges. But I do want to take the extra ink off that. Now this one I'm going to ink the whole sky. I do want to pounce off the extra ink glob that tends to be on your brush when you first re-ink it. I kind of like that mottled look, especially for the sky, because, you know, the sky's like that. Light and dark spots, where clouds are and things. So let's cut these out and see how they turned out. I just have one of these ornaments, so I have to cut them one at a time. I'm going to put my die over. I'm going to tape it in place. Let's see. Where's my plate?
On the other side.
No, it's not. My cutting plate. What did I do with my cutting plate? Huh. My cutting plate on my desk somewhere? No. Oh, that's my C plate. I need my cutting plate. It's a B plate I'm looking for.
Here it is.
Thank you. Thank you. I just had Margie bring me a bunch of things I needed for
Stuffing on flowers.
Saturday's class. And it was under all that. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of Post-it tape. I'm going to tape my die in place. Put that on my B plate, cover it with my C plate. Okay. Just move that to the others. Bryce is going to do those while we move on and do something else. So what are we going to do? Good question. Thank you. Look. And how pretty is that? I also am going to need off this die cut sheet. There's a little piece of gold there, and I'm going to need 3 of these cut. Okay, let's figure out what we want to do with this. I don't want to do exactly the same thing. Let's see. This might be too big. It actually could be pretty too. Let's see. That one. Let's look at our background papers and see what we got in there to provide some inspiration. Oh, I do know what I said I was going to do. I said I was going to put some ink down on one of these and do that stencil. Not sure if this is the right one. Here's our stag in the woods. Let's see what we have here. That's going to be fun and interesting. Well, that could be pretty. I like that blue. Means I have to give up some of my cutouts if I use that one. Ooh. There's a green one. Green could be beautiful for going over the forest. Doesn't look that great though. I like the blue better. Okay. Let's do, I'll go to A6. I'm going to get my stencil out and a piece of cardstock. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Do I want to make the gold right on here? Maybe I want to make the gold right on here. Okay, so don't need the cardstock. I'm going to make sure that this is big enough. It's not quite, but I can make it big enough, I think, by covering this in gold. I actually wanted to do that. I'm going to try it again. I'll get my mindset here in a minute, guys. I'm going to put the gold on here. But I'm going to cut this down first. I want this to be, I'm trying to get to where I can use that blue piece of paper. So I'm going to cut my Mary board to 3 7/8 by 5 5/8 because my card is 4 1/8. That's gonna work. I want a little border around it. So I'm gonna do this. Hi, Mary T. And do this. Then I'm going to put it on my card and make a white border. Then I'm going to cut my blue to be smaller yet. And that's going to go on top of here. Okay. Okay, got a little white border around it. Now I'm going to cut this as white as I can, which is 3 3/4. And 5 3/8. Let's see. This does need a little tiny bit more off the end. That's gonna look good, I think. I have a wider border than I often do, but I think we'll go with that. Put some tape on there.
Oliver and Milo must be wearing Annette out.
Yes, Oliver and Milo must be wearing you out, Annette. We feel exhausted. We just have grandpuppies. We feel exhausted when they go home. My tape is just not cooperating. Usually I can easily make my tape flags, but it's just being kind of a pain. Had a little bit of tape showing at the top there. I folded that under. You don't want that to show. It's not straight. Either my Mary's cut wrong or my blue's cut wrong. I'm not gonna keep fussing with it just in the interest of time. I'm gonna go ahead and do things, but that is not as even as I'd like it. Can you turn that and swing, please? Okay. Now, what I want to do is take some of my embossing powder or my embossing ink and go over the stars here And then we're going to try and emboss this. Now, what's going to be interesting about that is that it's already over mirror board. And whether my Mary will accept that heat or not, I don't know. It's possible we could try this and our mirror board could just bubble up. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay. What do we think embossing? There it is. That didn't look like that worked very well because it's not wet at all in the center. Now we'll find out. That doesn't look right. This one may be a wash. I made all kinds of beautiful cards before we started, but I don't know how this is going to work out.
Get off more than she can chew.
Oh, it's not uncommon for me to experiment and have it not always go quite according to plan. It's possible there's some stars there that just aren't showing. It's equally possible that they just didn't stick.
I'm going to put something over the top of it anyway. So.
Yeah, but it's not my best. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Sometimes you just got to try new things. Try and keep the ink or the feed over the embossing and not over the mirror board. Well, the good news is that if as long as I keep it pointed, the heat gun pointed towards the stars and not the Mary, that part was okay, but that turned out awful. Really awful. I'm not going to do that. Okay, let's try again. Okay. Let's put a cap on this. Let's do something successful we know will work. We'll glue the cap on. Okay. Okay, what are we going to do with this? We got to do something fun. Okay. I need a pack of blue cardstock. I'm going to try this again. Let's see. No, I don't want that color. Back to my white. Okay. And baby white. Wipe my mess off. Stencil. Boy, I got a lot of ink on here. I didn't get much on my project, but I got a lot of ink on the stencil. Okay. I'm going to make this stencil work yet. Just watch and see if I don't make this work. That's not tape. Right, so, there it is. Put some Post-it tape on here. Then hope the stencil will stay. Which moved immediately after I put it on there. Okay, we're going to get some a background here yet. My ink blotter. Still sliding a little bit. You put 2 pieces of tape on. I have that wonderful stencil thing behind me. Why didn't I get that out?
What stencil thing?
I have my one with a magnetic ruler that holds it in place.
We are Memory Keeper one.
No, it's from Ranger. It's called a Station. There we go. Now that's some good background paper. Okay, get rid of that cap or ink. I'm liking that. Okay, and we got this. That's going to be cute on there. And we could do the Believe in the Magic of Christmas at the same time if we wanted to. We need probably a 6x6 card.
What about just running a skinny ribbon
Uh-huh.
and wrap it around?
Yep.
Black?
Not black. I have this gold. I'm going to use gold.
You have gold?
Yeah. Okay. I think I want some gold mirror on here. Let's see if we have some of that, though. There's a piece of textured. I'll use that. Okay. I'll put textured Mary on my 6x6. What am I doing? This kit is currently in the store. It's a steal, guys. I think it's $19.99. You get all those dies, you get all those stamps, you get all this paper, you get the embossing folder, and you get all of that interior paper plus really, really good directions. It's in the live stream folder. This piece of cardstock's a little corner bump, so I'm gonna put it on and trim around it. Okay. Hey, honey, you still in here? Nope, he wandered. Okay. Not there. I'm gonna trim this down to be 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. First, I have to just cut it out. Nice trim on the edge. Would you like to cut me some green leaves, please? Holly leaves. Oh, you know what? I could probably use the ones I don't have to cut them. Never mind. I can use the ones. I think I still have some from my flower making. Okay, so it's not cut short enough yet. Okay. Yeah. I think we'll take our strands of ribbon right up over the top. I'm going to put some ribbon or some tape right on the back of these two ribbons so I can wrap them around.
Better do a dance or a song. They're all tired and they're going to fall asleep on you.
It's hot. And you guys probably are hot and tired where you are too. It is hot in Portland today. Hot, hot, hot. And we Portlanders don't stand the heat real well. That's why we live here where it rains all the time. But we need rain now. We went into July 4th with a red flag warning saying we had high fire danger, the trees are dry, and we had breeze, both of which were creating a
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
high likelihood. And that was not fun. I can tell you. That was not what we wanted. I'm crooked. Come on. Okay. So I'm just going to put my ribbon on like that, and then I'm going to put my bows right at the top of my ribbons. I'll put a jump in your step or put you in the hospital.
Sending all over to Gwen's.
Yeah, she's saying he'll either put a step or a bounce in your step or put you in the hospital. Okay. Put a little glue on here. I think you broke Nana. Okay. I think I want this one low and this one high. Why, I don't know. That will allow me to put Merry Christmas down here. So I think we'll go like that. And what else do we want? We need some bows. But for the top of these ornaments, I don't want big fancy bows. I just want a rabbit ear bow. So I'm going to make 2 loops, put one through the other one, and just make a little tie your shoes kinds of bows. I just found out the other day that my 27-year-old daughter still ties her shoes by making bunny ears and running one through the other. That made me laugh. She said, "Mom, one of the kids in grade school taught me to tie my shoes, and that's how she taught me. And I've always done it that way." That's going to look good. $111 for Brenda. Jeez. I don't know what it is here. 96,
It's
95.
only 89.
It's only 89 now?
Yeah.
It feels like 112 in here. But again, that's what happens when you put an Oregonian in this kind of sunshine. We complain and we fuss and we get our temperatures wrong. Jackie's your adult daughter too, right, Annette? That's funny. One more thing we have in common. All right. Just about time to anchor some things. I like that. Need some of this holly. Whew. 111. That's just too hot. That's just too hot right there. I got to tell you guys, I am totally and completely loving having these little mini poinsettias all made up because I made up so many of them. I'm having a lot of fun with that. Okay. All right. So that's where we're going. I got to scooch all this off of here and glue my card down to my base. Oh, 78% humidity. Oh my gosh. You have my deepest condolences. Oh, terrible. Terrible, terrible. I went to Washington, D.C. one time in August. When they call it the dog days of August, they mean it. It was over 90 with 90% humidity. The cloud, or the air was just foggy with that humidity. Take a shower, get out and towel off. 5 minutes later, you were wet again. They can have that. Washington, D.C. is the most beautiful place, and I'm very proud of our nation's capital. It's gorgeous, but they can have that humidity. I don't want any part of it. I'm going to go ahead and put my Merry Christmas down before I put my ornaments in place so I can see where they're going to go. Where's my sticky specs folder? There it is. I should be using that instead of all this messy glue. My project. Whew. After we get this card done, we'll go back and we'll look again at the finished cards so we can talk a little bit about the techniques used and some of those. I'll put Mary right up there. I'll get my little squeegee out. Pick up some nice sticky specs. These folders are back in stock again. I had them in yesterday's newsletter. So you can either look up yesterday's newsletter or you can type in sticky folio and find them. I know some of you were waiting for them to arrive. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put that down as low as it'll go. Whew. Okay, leaving the magic of Christmas right there. Let's put a little holly down under these just to add a little more color. That looks good. tail off a little more. I've got to get up above the words so I can see them. Put my holly there. At the top. I'll put her bow partway over that. That looks good. Put our holly down. Well, I used to be humiliated when I had fails when I was live. I don't feel that way anymore. I feel like it's probably good that you guys know I have all-out failures sometimes too. Sometimes we try ideas and they just don't work. And you'll know that doesn't work. Wow. Okay, I think I'm pretty pleased with that. Look here, what we just made. Believe in the miracle of Christmas and Santa and his reindeer over the trees. Didn't that turn out pretty?
Yep.
They are perfectly sized, Irene. Just perfect for cards, I tell you. I'm loving using those. Okay, I'm going to go back to looking at the samples for a minute because we want to talk about some of the techniques used there. And because I've done some really different and unusual things, and a lot of you weren't here yet when we looked at the samples. So we're going to go back to that. Thank you, Sharma. You guys are, that's one reason I don't get so freaked out about stuff is because you guys are incredibly generous and charitable with your compliments and encouragement. So here's the one we just made. And as you know, we stamped our 3 ornaments on white cardstock. We went in and we used our prize ribbon distress oxide ink pad to ink around them. Then we took the cutting dies and we cut them out. And we made our background with the stencil, and we used that same prize ribbon ink through the stencil to create that stars background. We covered a 6x6 card with gold mirror board, made ourselves some just loopy ribbons, rabbit ear ribbons, bows for our cards. We did cut our ornament tops out of gold. We used a couple little sprigs of our holly to just add a little interest and character right where we put the bows on. We wrapped our ribbon around the top layer and secured it on the back so that we won't have any fraying at the edges. And I think that turned out just really pretty. So that's the one we just did. Let's go look at this one again. This one is a 6x6 card. And I had a piece of really pretty soft green mirror board. And so I used that with this paper because I thought it was a nice match for the paper. So I cut a 5 3/4 inch square piece of that mirror board and put that down. Then I cut a piece of paper out of the book with these stripes and the gold and laid that down. That would have been 5.5 by 5.5 inch paper over that. I cut my Merry Christmas. I cut my holly. I cut my my cap for my ornament. I cut the little stars, more holly, all out of gold Mary. And then I cut this red ornament out of red mirror board. And I put that through the embossing folder for the tree, but I ran it through upside down. I kind of pointed the bottom of the ornament to the top of the tree so I could get the widest part of the ornament to cover with the pattern. You can't see that that's the same pattern as the tree at all. And that just turns out really neat. I took my AB rhinestones and I changed the color of them with my my Bic intensity marker, and I put it down a piece of satin ribbon. This time I ran the satin ribbon from the middle of the ornament up here to the top, and I covered it with my mistletoe. And then I tied a little satin bow. Once again, I just tied kind of a rabbit ear bow there and put it at the top with a couple sprigs of the gold. Put my gold holly up in the corner and a few of my little stars in between, my Merry Christmas at the bottom. And I think this one turned out really fun. I just love the way that ornament turns out. So there's two of them. This one, once again, I tend to use things I like. I use that prize ribbon to go around my card and kind of create a lighter spot in the middle for my ornament. I used a little piece of green satin to represent the ribbon tie on the ornament. I used the gold cap. This was cut out of Gold Mary. I stamped this deer. I love this deer. Isn't he just beautiful? I stamped the deer onto dark blue cardstock and I embossed that with gold. I mounted it on my card, and then I added one of my little blue poinsettias from our poinsettia class. And I think this one turned out real pretty too. These are just gold rhinestones from the store, and this is a European A6 card. Okay. This one took a little while to do, but I think it was worth it. This is an 8x8 card. It's covered in gold mirror board. Then I put down a piece of 7 3/4 by 7 3/4 of this blue and gold paper out of my paper pack. So I left a little border around the edges. Then I took a 2.5-inch strip of this red with gold, and I lined that with Gold Mary, so I would have that nice gold stripe there with that. And I put that down. I took let's see how big this is. So I kind of backed into these measurements, so I don't even know how big these are. I took a 5 1/4 by 6 3/4 inch piece of gold mirror board. I put down a piece of the red that was 4 7/8 by 6 1/2. So my mirror board would show. And then I embossed my tree onto a piece of dark blue cardstock. I used my water brush. You guys want to see how to do that again? Or do you feel comfortable that you know how to do the water brush on? Hello.
Stop doing that.
I think I had before class. Yeah. Do you guys want to see how to put the gold on with the water brush, or you guys feel comfortable with that? We've done it in the Lisa Horton classes, but if you want to see it again, I'll show you. Okay, so I put some Lisa Horton water-soluble wax on my board. I used my water brush, added just a little water to it to make it just a little bit more, what's the word? Viscous, so that I could pick it up with my brush and paint with it. And I just followed the lines in my embossing folder with my paintbrush. Bryce said, well, it takes a really steady hand. Well, if you looked at it really, really close up, you would see that it's not perfect. Yes, show us. Okay, let's do that. Okay, let me get a piece of blue cardstock. Yes, I will. There it is. Let's get a piece of gold or blue cardstock. And I'll need my water brush, which I have right there. I don't need that gold. I put it away. It's tarnished gold. Part of gold. Doesn't matter. I'll use this one. No, I don't like that one. That's too yellow. What did I do with it? There it is. There it is. Okay. All right. Move a few tools out of my way here. I have been very busy here, and I tell you, my desk is kind of a disaster area now. But that happens when we craft, doesn't it? Okay. I have a glass mat on my table, so I don't really need a separate palette. I can actually put it right down on the glass and wipe it off. So I'm going to cut it 5x7 piece of cardstock here, roughly 5x7. I'm going to emboss this with my embossing folder. Like this. So I need my C plate. I need my embossing mat. I need my embossing folder, which is here somewhere. There it is. Yes, I know exactly what you mean, Annette. Sometimes we just have to do that. Okay, I'm going to put my embossing folder, card in my embossing folder. The cardstock I'm using has texture to it on one side. I'm going to leave the smooth side up because it makes painting a little bit easier. I'm going to put this through my machine. I grab my folder out. Hope it embossed good, and it did. Have to tell you, I'm a little bit spoiled after using so many of the 3D embossing folders. A regular embossing folder doesn't feel like it's embossed as deeply, but the techniques still work really well. So this is the Gilded Touch Warm Gold I'm just going to add a little bit to my mat. It's a glass mat, so it wipes right off. I'm going to get my water brush out here, and I'm going to add a drop of water to that, and then I'm going to smush it around good and make that a little bit more liquidy. So this is actually a wax, but it's a water-soluble wax. What did I do with the baby? Everything's covered up. Okay, get a baby wipe out here and take, because I was kind of smushing that around. I have really a lot of wax on there. Okay, now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to paint. And it's easier than it seems because I'm painting on the raised embossing. Now, if I go just a little bit over the edge, nobody's ever going to see that. So I'm not going to be nervous about doing this. I'm just going to and you can see I can actually go quite a ways with the load from my paintbrush. I don't have to re-dip real often. But when it starts looking too watered down right there, it kind of lost a little color. Then I know it's time to get more fluid on my brush. And it's not as difficult as it seems like it is. And there are some little dots and stars. I'm not going to worry about painting most of those. I may paint just the bigger stars because unless you have a really, really skinny water brush, you're going to have a really hard time painting those tiny stars. This is the voice of experience. So this is all I did and all I do to make that work. And you can do this with almost any embossed image. You do want a decent quality water brush. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to be an expensive water brush. This one's not expensive, but it does go to a nice fine point, and it spreads only when I push harder, which I like. When I showed you in What's New Wednesday, the 3-pack of water brushes that we got in the inexpensive brushes seem to be pretty good. Some of the brushes in that 10-pack they split they're not bad, but the little bristles kind of split as you're working with some of them, and you kind of want the bristles to stay together until you push them out. So you can see there, it's not a perfect job, but it's just like the other one. And once you've decorated it up, you won't see any imperfections in it. Okay?
Could you also use your gold intensity marker?
Well, that's a good question, Bryce. Bryce wants to know if I could use the gold intensity marker, if I'd get the same effect. I don't know. But I have a gold intensity marker right here. Let's find out. Let's see. I think maybe I only have a fine tip, though. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It's gold. This is yellow gold. Let's find out. I can, but I'm not going to get the metallic shine from the looks of things that I get from the... I actually don't have any trouble staying on the line with the intensity marker, and you could do it, but there is a difference in the depth of the color that you get. This one's actually a metallic wax and the other's a metallic ink. Yeah, it went off.
Laid down yellow first and then went over that with gold.
Now he wants me to put down yellow first and then go over it with gold and see if that helps brighten it up.
Yellow might not work on that blue cardstock.
Yellow's coming out kind of orange.
Okay. Well, that did work.
I'd say didn't make a big difference. Anything else you guys want to see while I'm doing? I just want to see as long as we're playing. Let's find out what happens if we use a green one. Oh, it disappears entirely. Okay. Well, that was good to know.
Oh, silver. You have silver?
I have every color. Now he wants to know if I can do it in silver. Although this is an ultrafine marker. And it's not gonna... It's kind of a bronze. The bronze isn't bad. It comes out bronze. So there we go. Cosmic Shimmer Polish. Yes. I don't think I have any Cosmic Shimmer Polish available up here. Oh, yeah, we have Jamie powders. Jamie powders should work. You want to get me a Jamie powders gold? They're in a box, I think right on top of the paper stack near the paper. Okay.
Three colors. This one actually might be the better of the three.
We
the
need
gold.
one that's going to be. It's gonna. I'm not sure. Well, let's find out. I'll just use the one that says molten gold. This is going to be more of a glitter, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We can find out what happens. Oops, that's too much water for that amount. Well, we might need another color. I don't think this has enough of its own color to do it. I'm gonna add a little sandstorm to that. Okay. I'm going to try and paint with Jamie Sparkles on here. We will definitely have tried some stuff, won't we? I would say Jamie Sparkles, Jamie Powders. This is Sandstorm with a mix of molten gold in it is a definite win. Look at that.
That's pretty.
Whoever said Cosmic Shimmer, here's your Jamie Powders from Cosmic Shimmer. Pixie Sparkles and molten gold and Sandstorm. That is a definite win. That's gorgeous.
That says bingo.
Bingo. Yeah, that's a definite win right there. Look at that. Gorgeous. Okay. So I think we have discussed about 14 ways from Friday that we can make this card by using our embossing folder. You can see I did paint over some of the bigger stars, and I just used some little gold rhinestones all over the place. Added a pretty gold bow and a tag that, there it is, with Love at Christmas. And that's how we made that one. We have two more to look at. This one, super simple. We've already seen it. We've stamped, gold embossed, colored with our, I have to keep looking at the blue, no, prize ribbon stamp pad. Put the ribbon down my card, and because I'm on a glitter card and I didn't have the ability to wrap this ribbon around, I used my tape underneath, and I taped it so that the fibers will hold on at the edge. So I taped from here to here. I laid my ornament with my gold cap on it over the top, added my poinsettia from our poinsettia class, tied a 2 rabbit ears bow, and I think it turned out beautiful. Beautiful on that gold or on that blue glitter card. And the beautiful thing about this, that doesn't, that gold or the blue glitter doesn't come off at all. And finally, this one looks super elegant and didn't take long at all. Okay, with this one, I gotta clean up that Cosmic Shimmer. I'll be wearing it all day because I'll have my arm in it with absolute certainty. It's going to happen. Okay. With this one, I took a 4x6 piece of gold mirror board. I ran it through my embossing folder. I added to that some AB rhinestones, just here and there. I added four of my smaller poinsettias and one of my bigger poinsettias from our poinsettia class. I mounted that on a piece of white cardstock. I took an 8x8 card and I cut a piece of mirror board that was 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. Then a piece of this background paper from my kit that was 7.5 by 7.5, and I layered both of those. I cut out that topper from my greetings, and I just think that turned out beautifully there. I took my front cover of my card and I folded it back on itself to create a half. It's actually called a Z-fold card. And on this side, I cut my mirror board. Now, this is actually the one thing that's just tiny bit tricky, is if you don't want the gold separating the two pieces, if you did, it wouldn't matter. I mean, you could let the gold mirror board go clear to, be a border all the way around. I preferred in this case to take my pattern clear out to the edge, so there was no real separation between the two sides. So on this one, I cut my mirror board to 7 3/4 in length and 5 7/8. No, 3 7/8 in width, so that I could go flush to the edge here and still have a border around this side that matched the border all the way around my card. And I did the same thing with the paper. I just cut it 1/8 of an inch smaller instead of a 1/4 of an inch smaller, so that I could go clear up to the edge of the card with it. But this is a pretty Z-fold card that'll be beautiful standing up. And then you open it and it's got that pretty saying inside. So open the card again, please. And back up just a little, huh? And when it's standing, the Z-fold card will look like this. It'll stand nice. And okay, what kind of questions or comments do you guys have? Questions, comments, pearls of wisdom. I'm sorry that I messed up the first card, but I like the one that we did second. And I really, really love some of these ones that I did earlier. I'm really, really liking the techniques that you can do with this so very easily. And we still have so much great material left. We have wonderful poinsettias to cut out and add to our designs. We have this beautiful sprig paper. I was going to use that for something and I didn't. But that beautiful sprig paper. We have all these lovely sheets of paper left. So there's just so much that can still be done. In fact, in my stack of prepared materials, I still have I still got 2 of my reindeer, one in black and one in blue. I've got another of my red ornaments ready to go. And I've got Believe in the Magic of Christmas. There was one that they did that was really quite easy, and I actually could whip that out in just a minute if you want to see it. It looked pretty cute. Let's do that. We got just a couple minutes left here. I try to keep you less than 2 hours on Thursdays, and we're only an hour and a half in. Let's do at least one more card here. Just one more. I won't be doing more than one, but let's do one more. Let's take this pretty piece here. This is done as a sample in the book. It looked really pretty I'm going to take this really pretty gold and blue paper. I'm going to use some of my Maya Arts metallic ribbon as I figure out what I did with it. Come on. I'm going to use a 6x6 card. So 6x6 looks like it. I'm going to use my Magic of Christmas topper, or we could use one of these others. We'll see which one we want to use when we get done. Where'd that roll of ribbon go? The netted ribbon, there it is. Okay, I'm going to use some of this netted ribbon. I'm going to just cover my card. I think they used a bigger one than this, but I'm going to use a 6x6 and we'll see how it works. Let's make just one more. Kind of felt like I ripped you off just doing one card in class. We do have a beautiful collection of cards done, though. This is just a really simple one here, but it's fun. We're going to make a package. Don't do that. Okay. That says I'm like her when she sees something shiny. I just sound like I'm signing off, and then all of a sudden I moved again.
Yes.
Oh, I just don't feel like I'm giving one more, so I'll give one more. Now, just a tiny bit of white on the edge of my card. Now I don't have a tiny bit of white on the edge of my card. I'm going to put some tape on my ribbon. Should just need about a foot. That's more than I need. Make sure I have enough. Okay. My woven ribbon top to bottom. Because I have it taped under there, it's less likely to fray. This ribbon doesn't fray too bad anyway. Let go. Except when your scissors get stuck in it. Come on. There we go. Use the sharper scissors. All right. I'm going to okay. Let's put a ribbon the other way. Okay, I have to decide which tag we want to use. This was the one they used. But you guys have been admiring these stags. Maybe we should use one of the stags. So we'll put him up on some foam squares. Let's tie a bunny ears bow. There's Margie. Hi, Margie. She's been pulling orders all day. She's non-conversational.
I'm sorry, I wasn't quite through the door yet.
Oh, okay.
Did you say something to me?
I was teasing you.
You made a mess.
Oh, I've made a huge mess everywhere.
This is the second day in a row.
Can I ask you a huge favor? Could you carry one of the boxes out to the
Sure.
car with me?
Yeah.
I'm up to June. I'm up to June 30th, so I'm at July.
Okay,
So we're almost there.
excellent.
A lot faster.
Margie has been working her tail off, guys, to get us caught back up with orders. We just kind of got a little out of control there. She's been hopping to it to make sure that we are shipping your orders timely. So we still have a little ways to go to get totally caught up, but we are making remarkable headway. Okay. Get this off. There's some little short tails. Once you wrap the way, you gotta go one way or the other, ribbon. You can't go both. There we go. And we'll put our ribbon here. They didn't put a flower on theirs, but I'm going to, because why not? I think I'll put the bow higher, the flower in between. Maybe not.
You can carry my purse.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so very much.
All right. Here we go.
My husband won't touch my purse. He says you go nowhere near it. Not due to masculinity, but due to what happens if something goes awry because he touched it.
Let's
Bye,
put
Debbie.
a
We'll see
good
you
night,
tomorrow.
Margie.
Bye, guys.
Margie says good night to everybody. That is true, Annette. That is so true. Okay, let's see. We're just going to put a little gold rhinestone in the middle of this blue one because that will look good with our colors. Super simple, like a gift box. Quick, easy to do, beautiful. Oh, you get over there. Stay there. Stay. Stay. A little more glue. In fact, I had glue on my finger, wasn't helping me get it to stay. There we go. Now you've got more than one card in a day. So I feel better about that. And I still have all kinds of materials to play with here. But there we go. So, what kinds of questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom do you guys have? We have a good selection, or we have a good number of these kits, I think, still available. You can go right to the live stream class kits to pick it up. It's just an absolutely beautiful set. I can't over describe how really nice this kit is. To get an embossing folder, to get a 6x6 set of stamps, to get a 6x6 stencil, all those cutting dies, and the beautiful papers in this kit. You just can't go wrong with this. So there we go. So we still managed to have 7. We have 7 sample cards in total. And I'm just loving this set. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Don't hesitate to get yours. It's an absolutely wonderful kit. I don't see any questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already, please, because it makes me feel terrific and it lets YouTube know we're a good place to be. Please tell me which card you like the best and why in the comments section below. That would be really fun to see. Which card did you like the best out of what, either the samples or what we did today? It can't, your only restriction is it can't be the throwaway card. No throwaway cards on your list, but yeah, I'd love to read your comments. And if you're not already a subscriber, be sure and hit that subscribe button. Saturday, we're going to do the accordion cards, and I think they're called accordion and frame cards from Warm Wishes at G45. So that's going to be fun. I had that out looking at it here a few minutes ago, and it looks like that's going to be a lot of fun to do those. So we got that coming up, and I don't think I have much else to tell you other than to say we will see you on Saturday for Warm Wishes. And for now, I'm just going to say good night, Gracie.